Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Wordy Tales. Have you ever felt like you were running on a treadmill, working harder and harder every single day, sweating, exhausting yourself, but never actually moving forward? You are not alone. Millions of people feel stuck in this invisible trap. They ask themselves, I am a good person. I work hard. So why? Am I still struggling with money? Today, we have a story that holds the answer to that painful question. It is a journey of a young man named Sam and a wise old gardener who taught him that wealth is not about luck. It is about planting the right seeds. In this video, we will not only unlock the 5 secrets of financial freedom, but we will also learn advanced English vocabulary to help you speak with confidence. So, find a comfortable spot, clear your mind, and let's step into the story. Once upon a time, in a bustling industrial town, filled with the noise of factories and the smoke of engines, there lived a 27-year-old man named Sam. Sam was a good man. He was honest, diligent, and kind. For 5 long years, he had worked tirelessly as a warehouse clerk. He was the first to arrive in the morning and the last to leave at night. Yet, despite his sweat and sacrifice, his bank account remained empty. Every month felt like a battle for survival. The moment he got paid, the money seemed to vanish into bills, rent, and food, leaving him with nothing but anxiety for the next month. One Tuesday afternoon, feeling particularly heavy-hearted, Sam sat on a dusty curb by the roadside. He watched the expensive cars drive by, their windows tinted, hiding the people inside. What is their secret? Sam whispered to himself. Is there an invisible wall separating the rich from the poor? And how do I climb over it? Lost in his gloomy thoughts, Sam began to walk, aimlessly. His feet carried him away from the noisy, crowded streets of his neighborhood, up towards the quiet, leafy hills where the wealthy resided. He stopped in front of the grandest estate in the town. It was known as the Hayes Manor. But it wasn't the giant golden gates that caught Sam's eye. It was the garden inside. It was a paradise of blooming roses, ancient oak trees, and peaceful fountains. It looked so calm, so different from the chaotic world Sam lived in. Whatever possessed him in that moment, Sam couldn't say. Maybe it was desperation. Maybe it was destiny. But he noticed the heavy iron gate was slightly ajar. Without thinking, Sam slipped through the gap. He knew he was trespassing. He knew he shouldn't be there. But his soul was thirsty for just one moment of peace. Sam walked softly onto the lush green grass. The air here smelled different. It smelled of lavender and fresh earth. Suddenly, a voice broke the silence. The roses are beautiful this year, aren't they? Sam froze. His heart hammered against his ribs. He turned around, expecting to see an angry security guard or a barking dog. Instead, he saw an elderly man sitting on a simple wooden bench. This was Mr. Hayes, the owner of the estate. He didn't look like a billionaire. He wore a comfortable beige cardigan and held a steaming cup of coffee. His eyes behind his spectacles were not angry. They were curious. I am so sorry, sir, Sam stammered, his face turning red. I didn't mean to intrude. I felt drawn to the peace here. I will leave immediately. Mr. Hayes chuckled softly, a sound like dry leaves rustling. Nonsense, the old man said. Peace is not something to be hoarded. It is meant to be shared. Come, sit with me, young man. Still shaking slightly, Sam sat on the other end of the bench. For a moment, they just watched a butterfly land on a flower. You look like a man carrying the weight of the world on his shoulders, Mr. Hayes observed gently. The kindness in the old man's voice broke Sam's defenses. I am tired, sir, Sam confessed, his voice trembling. I work hard. I don't drink. I don't gamble. I do everything right. But after 5 years, I am still poor. I feel like I am digging a hole that just keeps getting deeper. Is there something wrong with me? Mr. Hayes took a slow sip of his coffee. There is nothing wrong with you, Sam, but there might be something wrong with your map. You are running very fast, but you are running in the wrong direction. If you are willing to listen, Mr. Hayes said, setting his cup down, I can give you a new map. It consists of 5 lessons. They are simple, but they are not easy. Sam nodded eagerly. Please, sir, I am ready. Lesson number 1, Mr. Hayes began, holding up one finger. Stop trying to fill a leaking bucket. Most people focus entirely on earning more money. They think a higher salary will solve their problems. But it won't. If you earn $5,000, but you spend $5,000, you are not wealthy. You are just a highly paid poor person. This is the foundational rule. You must spend less than you earn. It sounds obvious, but it requires discipline. It means saying no to things you want today, so you can say yes to your freedom tomorrow. You must seal the leak in your bucket before you pour more water in. Sam absorbed this. He realized he often bought expensive coffees or new clothes just to make himself feel better after a hard week. Mr. Hayes continued. Lesson number 2, build a shield for the winter. In finance, we call this an emergency fund. You see, Sam, life is not a straight line. Life is a series of seasons. Storms will come. Your car will break down. You might lose your job. A family member might get sick. If you have no savings, these events will destroy you. They will force you to borrow money and become a slave to debt. But if you have an emergency fund, a crisis becomes just an inconvenience. Money gives you the power to stand tall when the storm hits. That makes sense, Sam whispered. But sir, how do I save when I earn so little? Mr. Hayes smiled. That brings us to lesson number 3. The best investment is the one you see in the mirror. Sam looked confused. Me? Yes, you, Mr. Hayes said firmly. You are the golden goose. Many people ask me about stocks, or crypto, or real estate. But if you do not have skills, those investments are just gambling. Take your time and energy. Use them to sharpen your mind. Learn a new trade. Read books about business. Master the art of negotiation. When you become more valuable, the world will pay you more. Do not just work for money, Sam. Work to learn. Your skills are the only asset that no one can ever steal from you. The sun began to dip lower, painting the sky in shades of orange and violet. Sam felt a fire igniting in his chest. Lesson number 4, Mr. Hayes said, his voice becoming more intense. Stop trading time for money. Right now, you are paid by the hour, but there is a limit to how many hours you can work. You need to sleep. You need to eat. If your income is tied to your time, your wealth has a ceiling. You can never break through it. You must shift your mindset. Start thinking about how to get paid for your results, not your time. Start a small side business. Create a product Offer a service where you are paid for the value you provide. Wealthy people do not sell their time, Sam. They buy back their time. And finally, Mr. Hayes said, leaning back, the fifth lesson. This is where the magic happens. Make your money your employee. What do you mean, sir? Sam asked. Imagine every dollar you save is a little seed, Mr. Hayes explained, gesturing to his beautiful garden. If you eat the seed, it is gone forever. But if you plant it, it grows into a tree, and that tree produces fruit, and that fruit contains more seeds. This is called passive income. When you invest in a rental property or a dividend stock or a business, your money works for you while you sleep. Eventually, the fruit from your trees will be enough to feed you forever. That is when you are truly free. Silence settled over the garden. The lessons hung in the air like heavy, golden fruit. So, Mr. Hayes asked softly, are you ready to stop digging a hole and start planting a garden? Sam stood up. He looked at his worn-out hands. They were the same hands he had yesterday, but the mind controlling them was completely different. I am ready, sir, Sam said, his voice steady and strong. I used to think wealth was a mystery. Now I see it is a process. Thank you for giving me the map. Mr. Hayes smiled, his eyes twinkling behind his glasses. Go on then, Sam. Your garden is waiting. Sam walked out of the iron gates. The town was still noisy. The air was still smoky. But Sam smiled. He knew that one day he would build his own paradise. What an inspiring journey. Before we end today's video, let's review some powerful English words we used in the story. Word number 1, diligent. This describes someone who works hard in a careful and steady way, like Sam in the warehouse. Word number 2, hoarded. To hoard means to collect and hide a large amount of something, refusing to share it. Mr. Hayes believed peace should not be hoarded. Word number 3, intrude. This means to go somewhere you are not wanted or not supposed to be. Sam felt he was intruding in the garden. Word number 4, discipline. This is the ability to control your own behavior and stick to your goals. Mr. Hayes taught Sam that saving money requires discipline. Thank you for watching Wordy Tales. Remember, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is today. Please like, subscribe, and start planting your seeds. See you in the next story.